Welcome to 8 Sports. It's a very hot Monday in the land of milk and honey. So if at all you're planning on showing up in the city, regarding this kind of weather, you need to carry yourself with some bottle of juice or grab a very nice cold bottle of water, or come in freelancing kind of clothing because it's too hot around here. Don't you make a mistake and cover yourself up. You will not like it. Welcome. It's a new week. We are still in the first week of July. We decide to start off today with the latest that is happening in the world of sports. Follow us at Erioda and Mesut Sports. That is my particular Facebook page. On Twitter, I'm at Elioda N. You can as well go to 8TV, that is 8TV Facebook page, and 8TV at YouTube. Kindly subscribe to one of the fastest growing platform families to keep up with what's transpiring in the world of sports. There is a lot to cover today, one of them being the fact that Uganda Cranes returns to action yet again for their second friendly match against the UAE-based team, that is Saudi Arabia, and the individual players have actually pledged to regroup and correct the previous mistakes to see a promising performance tonight as the national team prepares for the Sekafa Under-23 challenge that will kick off in Ethiopia. That is on 17th of July, kind about 2 weeks from now. So the boys will be back to action today. Away from that, Copa America is on. Actually, we've reached the semi-finals of it with one of the best players the world has ever had, that is Lionel Messi, helping his team Argentina to go past Ecuador after finishing up with very brilliant free kick. It took about the technical team, the VAR review team, for about 3 minutes to really inquire if Di Maria had been tackled in the forbidden area, but upon denying, still it didn't save the Colombian side. Messi sent them home. Away from that, we will talk about transfers. As we talk right away, there are speculations, and they are heating up, that Erling Haaland could be headed to the London-based team, that is Chelsea. Chelsea having put on quite thrilling performances, one of them being declared as the European champion of the season of 2019-2020. Thomas Tuchel, together with the club proprietor, that is Roman Abramovich, have not relaxed. They are aiming at adding some big names to the club, basically to defend the stature of the current standing of the club, as well as competing for big awards. Actually, talking about Chelsea, it has about 4 individual players that are still taking up in the European competition, so possibilities are one of them could be part of the winning team. Actually, still there are allegations. Internet can burst any time. There are speculations that Jorginho is one of the best contenders of the Ballon D'Or. This comes in line after N'Golo Kante's France failed up to reach the grand stages of the European Championship or anything, taking up the Euro 2020 trophy. So now the speculations have now turned to Jorginho. That is, if Italy walks away with the European Championship award. Actually, reminding you of that, we put up some big prize. That is 2 GBs of data plus a flash disk from one of our partners, that is Think Innovation Uganda, upon predicting who will be the best 2 teams that will make it to the finals of Euro 2020. We have about 4 teams, that is Italy, Spain, Denmark, and England. So who will make it to the finals? And this competition stops tomorrow at 5 because Euro 2020 returns tomorrow with semi-finals. So if you won't have participated by tomorrow at 5, you'd rather chill well on your telly and leave it to the strong-hearted. Away from that, the national team of rugby have finally released the 23-man squad to take up. We'll be taking you through that. Then away from that, we have the latest coming in from the side of transfers, as I earlier on warned you about. Then we have the news that Morebiekwaso has once again fronted the same team that faced Saudi Arabia on 2nd. It could be the same team that will again take up in the return of tonight. That will go down at 7 p.m. down there. Then Uganda's best players, that is Nkata and Okello, have won themselves silverware in the Gor Mahia as they finished up that competition. And then still Mulenga has come out and said Daka's transfer to Leicester following the African players with the likes of Wilfred Ndidi and Inacho could be actually a pace setter for who will always come from Africa. He says he's proud of it and he looks forward to having very many teams, very many names of players that will feature in the one of the world's best leagues, that is the Premier League. Then away from that, Uganda Crane's second goalkeeper, that is Ondokala, has turned down the contract at his Guinea side Holoya Athletic Club, bringing rumors that he could be set to exit the Guinea-based side. Allow me to start off with rugby, whereby the 23-man squad has been announced today. That is from the Uganda Rugby Cranes. We'll have quite of positions like the midfield. So the Uganda Cranes squad that will take up in the 2021 Rugby Africa Cup has been named as Uganda begins her bid for the first ever appearance in the Rugby World Cup. According to the place, the Uganda Cranes has fronted one of the best midfield combination with big names, according to Livingstone Luja Felix and Oscar Karyango, and most recently with Pius Ogena, who juggles the position with a loose forward. So we look up to that and see how they will transpire in the forthcoming Rugby World Cup. Then away from that, we cross to Guinea, whereby Uganda Crane's second choice goalkeeper Awan Odokala has turned down the contract talks at the Guinea's best side, that is Holoya Athletic Club. Goalkeeper Robert Ondokala, who has earned himself about 29 appearances in the Uganda Cranes jersey, that is when he took part in the Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup, as well as the two African Cup of Nations, together with AFCON finals in 2017 and 2019 in Egypt, as well as some AFCON and some FIFA World Cup qualification campaigns. So Uganda Cranes Robert Ondokala will have now to trace through his agency, will now trace and sign up for a new club for the 2021 season, because this development comes after the short stopper confirmed that he will not renew his employment contract at his West African duty side, that is Holoya Athletic Club in Guinea. So according to press, while Ondokala was addressing the press conference, he came out to say that truly the management had offered him a contract extension offer, but he says he politely turned it down because he really wanted to get some fresh challenges elsewhere. That is when we are speaking out to Ondokara. So in 2019, that's when Ondokara had signed in a 2-year contract deal with the Guinea champions that is yet to expire at the end of July. Then, still at that, we anticipate where his next destiny could be. That is, following his 29 appearances in the Uganda Cranes, he remains undecided about his next destination, because still after, as he was addressing the conference, he said that he will have to return home for a brief rest as he seeks the guidance on his next destination. But sincerely, he says a number of clubs from the South Africa and the Sekafa region had already approached him, but then before he decides on his next fate, he says he'll have to first return home to Uganda, take a little bit of rest, think here and there, seek guidance here and there. So it's from that thereafter that he'll be telling us his next destination. He has since played for URA, that is back home. He has played for URA before he spent his 7 seasons at the Ethiopia's record champions, that is St. George. Then in 2018, that's when he left St. George and joined the rivals, that is Adama City, where he played about a single season before joining his current club, which is Oloya Athletic Club. And then for the national duty, he has surfaced for about 29 appearances, that is since 2010, getting himself involved in Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup, the AFCON finals of 2017 and 2019, together with FIFA World Cup competitions, FIFA Club World Cup qualification campaigns. So for a long time, he has really been an understudy. He has been understudy to see if he will take up the hot boots of a one legend, that is Dennis Onyango. So for starters, Odonkala also played in for the Airtel sponsored Masaza Cup, that is for Mawogola Saza team, way back in 2018 under his coach Abudala Mobiru. So that is about Robert Ondokala. So we wait to see where his next destiny will be. Then away from that, we talk about officiation. One of our very own, Dick Okello, has officially been appointed to take part in the 2021 CAF Champions League. Remember, for you to do this, you must have been certified by the Federation of International Football Association. There is some board of referees that are train, appoint, recruit, and appoint. So this was the same with Dick Okello. That means he will be part of the 2021 CAF Champions League that will be between South Africa's Kaizer Chiefs together with Egyptian Giants, that is Al Ahly, in the CAF Champions final that will go down on 17th July, and that will be at the Casablanca complex in Morocco. So our very own will travel to Morocco to take part in the 2021 CAF Champions League. That will be on 17th as Kaizer Chiefs take on Al Ahly. Then this appointment was made by the Confederation of African Football, called it CAF, that is naming Uganda FIFA referee assistant Dick Okello. And this comes in line. Actually, he's not the first person to be appointed. We realize that he will be the second assistant referee. That means the liner, he will be on one of the stadium lines for officiation. So earlier on, CAF had named another Okello, some entity in Lee, but collected it with a fresh statement. But now the game will be, the center man who will be in between the grounds will be a Burundian citizen. That is, it will be a Burundian citizen, and none other than Pacific Ndabihawawimana, if I said that right. Then Cameroon's Elvis Gainop will also be the first assistant. Then Elk Anodu of Gabon will be the fourth official. Then Abubakar Alim Konate from Cameroon will be the match commissioner. Another Cameroonian, Divine Eve, will also be a referee assessor. Then the general coordinator will be Karid Lamesha from Tunisia. This sounds like an African affair. So we wish our very own Dick the best of luck. May he thrive so longer. Then away from that, we talk about Dakar's transfer to Leicester. For starters, Dakar is that tormentor that sent Uganda Cubs home, that Matia Lule side in the 2014 Challenge Cup. So Zambian veteran striker Jacob Marenga has now come to believe that the compatriot Dakar signing in for the English side, that is Leicester City, could open doors for a number of players that is from Southern, Eastern, Western and North Africa. The Premier League, which is arguably the best of the world's leagues, could now change the stance. While he was talking to BBC Sport Africa, Molenga said it is a very big thing for Africa in general, but then specifically for Southern Africa. Then currently only Pasetowa, who is a South African, plays for Brighton and Hove Albion, together with Marvelous Nakamba of Zimbabwe, who plays for Aston Villa, are the only players from the southern part of Africa playing their trade in the English Premier League. But this time around, at Leicester City, Dakar has also headed in, and he will be playing alongside his fellow Africans, one of them being Wilfred Ndidi, then Kelechi Nacho, together with Ghanaian Daniel Amate, as well as Ivorian Habibu Kolo Tule, who is the assistant coach at the club. So this sounds like an African affair that is slowly penetrating the English football. About big names, one of them being Daka. Daka is actually Zambian by nationality, so he adds up to a list of African players who prior their trade in the English football. Then away from that, we will talk about Nkata, the Ugandan players, that is Nkata and Okello, who have won themselves a silverware as Gor Mahia edged AFC Leopards in the Mashemeji Derby. Gor Mahia is now a home to two Ugandan players, one of them being Tito Okello and Fred Nkata. They will now represent Kenya in the 2021 African 2021 CAF Confederations Cup. That is to do with Nkata together with Okello. Gor Mahia edged AFC Leopards with 4-1. This came in after a 90-minute goalless draw. So after at the end of 90 minutes, the game was still at 0-0, and then they headed in for sport kicks, only for Gor Mahia to edge FC Leopards with 4-1. A team that hosts two Ugandan players, that is Nkata and Okello, will now take charge will represent Kenya in the 2021 CAF Confederations Cup. This game went down at Nyayo National Stadium. That was on Sunday 4th, yesterday, and then normal time of this game ended in at 90 minutes with truly respected number of fans, as we are in days of COVID-19 pandemic. This game came in as Rupia eluded his marker and hit the crossbar as FC Leopards. Actually, FC Leopards, if you followed this game, they opened the curtain for trials on goal, with Rupia eluding one of the greatest shots that rather hit the crossbar, denying them an early lead. Then that was as early as the 5th minute. That turned on the game, you know, the derby feeling. So the Mashemeji wasn't way different from that. So the game was on and rolling, and then the two sides remained super solid for the rest of the minutes before the post-match penalties, which were eventually taken to decide the winner, for Gor Mahia to come out with 4-1. Actually, talking about the shootouts, in that it was very tense. It was very tense and dramatic, whereby Kenneth Muguma, Clifford Miheso, as well as the second half substitutes, that is Sydney Ochenga and Sammy Onyango, were all on target for Gor Mahia. Past substitute goalkeeper Ezekiel Wadi, who had replaced John Oyemba earlier on in the game. Towards full time, I think he was brought in to provide that coverage in between the sticks. So goalkeeper Matthew Gadi saved about 2 penalties from Said Suma and the captain Isaac Kepiogon, as Gor Mahia won 4-1 against FC Leopards. Then home to Ugandan born players, that is Tito Okela and Fred Carter. Gor Mahia will now take charge in the 2021 CAF Confederations Cup. While the duo was addressing the press, they came out to unveil their happiness, and they said they truly deserved the game. A big shout outs to you, whoever is watching us from our various social media platforms, that is on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Right about now, allow me to head in for a commercial break. I'll be returning to give you what's happening in Copa America, the world of transfers, as well as the Euro 2020 that returns tomorrow at 7 p.m. That is the semi-finals. And then the finals will be played earlier on next week on Sunday. That will be on 11th July. So teams like Italy, Denmark, England and Spain, the two of them will have made their way to the Sunday night show. Let's head in for the commercial break. We'll be right back.
Elite Sports.
Nice basic rugby. James from behind, and J.R. Smith got the ball. What a block by LeBron.
Welcome from the commercial break. We return to give you the latest that is happening in the world of sports. A big shout out to my ladies Vian, Faith, Plossi, Vivian, Kathe from Kamukuzi, names like Shiba from Bishop Stuart University, Saison, you're watching in from Bushenyi, my guys like Clovis, Dimaito watching in from Kamwenje, Innocent watching from Kapoba Kasingenge, Andre Godwin watching in from Kamwenje as well. Quite long list of names that are watching in. We really thank you for the show, for keeping us company as we run this very show. We come yet again to break to you on who will feature in tonight's encounter, that is Saudi Arabia again taking on Uganda for the second friendly match. The first one went down on second, I think it was on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, Saturday or Friday, and that goal ended in a goalless draw. But now individual players have actually pledged that they will put on a very good performance, admitting that they've learned from their past mistakes, and the club has regrouped him so well to take charge. That is Biaruhanga, actually one Biaruhanga Bobos, who is Vipers FC's individual player, has anticipated some improvements in the performance tonight as Uganda takes charge on their second build-up against Saudi Arabia. Some of the unused substitute players in the first game, as goalkeeper like Eric Kiboa, George Kadu, Samuel Senyonjo, Salima Budala, Kenneth Semakula, Saddam Masereka are all now expected to get a game time tonight. And then Bobos Biaruhanga has come out to pledge that tonight they will put up a best of their game as they face off with Saudi Arabia on the second encounter. All these are being done in preparations of Sekafa Under 23 Challenge that is yet to go down in about 2 weeks from now down there in Ethiopia. So Uganda will tonight play their second international build-up. That will be at Prince Faisal bin Abdulaziz Stadium in Riyadh City. This comes in days after the endless goal draw that happened in the first leg. So the Vipers Sports Club midfielder Awan Bobos Biaruhanga anticipates an improvement in the game. He cites that they have revised the technical play and master of the hot weather. You have to realize that the temperatures are super hot in the United Arab Emirates, in their summertime. So Bobos Biaruhanga indirectly maybe is taking us to the fact that their poor performance was somehow related to the temperatures they are not used to. So he says they expect improved performance than the one they had in the build-up. That is when they faced up with Saudi Arabian team, which is preparing for their Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games in Japan, dominated for long spells. In the first game, we had Saudi Arabia almost dominating everything. So right about now, there could be unchanged lineup for the second encounter. That is according to coach Morebye Kwaso. The game goes down tonight with Saudi Arabia today, Monday 5th July. Saudi Arabia takes on Uganda yet again at Prince Faisal bin Abdulaziz Stadium, and the game will show at 7 p.m. So the Uganda Under 23 head coach, coach Morebye Kwaso, has named his starting 11 to face Saudi Arabia, and it sounds like unchanged lineup, like the one that started in the first encounter, which ended up in goalless draw, despite Saudi Arabia ruling the bigger part of the game. So Charles Lukwago, who was between the sticks on day one night, will still have to feature in, together with the back line that consisted of the captain, that is Enoch Walusimbi, Abdul Wasiz Kayondo, Musisi Ramadan, together with Peter Magambo. So the Vipers holding midfielder is the defensive shield. He's the one we are looking up to. Then Steven Serwada together with Said Cheyune and Isma Mugurusi, they will be the offensive midfield options. Then on striking, we look up to Stephen Mokwara together with Richard Basangwa, who will lead the quest for goals. And then the other goalkeepers that the Morebye could choose from, we have Hassan Matovu together with Elik Chibowa, and yes, so the most probable lineup that has been anticipated to start in tonight, we have KCCA's Charles Lukwago, then Enoch Walusimbi, who is the captain of the 11, under 23, Abdul Aziz Kayondo, Musa Ramadan, Peter Magambo, Bobos Biaruhanga, Stephen Serwada, Said Cheyune, Richard Basangwa, together with Isma Mugurusi, will take charge on the quest for goals. So the show or the game goes down tonight. So we keep tabs close to see if really the performance will be promising as we head in for the Under 23 Sekafa Challenge Cup that is in 2 weeks time to come. Then coming back to rugby, Makarama has finally named his Rugby Cranes squad that will, actually this is the first squad he has announced as the Uganda Cranes head coach, Awan Makarama Brian. So on Monday morning, which is today, he has come out to unveil his squad for the 2021 Rugby African Cup. For the starters, I think it was about a long list of about 36 players that had headed into the FUFA Technical Center first and foremost to prepare for the competition. But this time around, the squad has been trimmed. So it is today morning that one Brian Makarama, who has named his first time ever Uganda Cranes squad, Rugby Cranes squad, has today unveiled the squad since taking over from Robert Seguya, who is apparently undergoing a treatment of leukemia. Then his assistant Robert Musinguzi is also part of the national team setup for the first time. So according to Brian Makarama, he has said that his technical team has selected a squad that is really in balance of experience and youthfulness. So of the 28 named in the squad, only 8 have been handed their first call-ups to the national team. That means a bigger section of about 16 players have been used to the call-ups, and they will be making their debuts towards the end of this year. He says the selected team is a mixture of experience and youthfulness. He says they tried on getting the team that really has best skills, individuals that are able to think on their own, individuals that are not shy to exploit themselves and their talent in particular. So this comes in line whereby Uganda will host Ghana and Algeria in Pool C. That is on July 10th to 18th, 2021. Then they will play Ghana and Algeria at Chadondo Rugby Club in the capital city, Kampala. So all matches will be played behind closed doors. That is not allowing in fans. That is in line with battling with the COVID-19 pandemic. So according to the squad, that consists about 28 players consisting of backs together with forwards. We have different names from different clubs. Clubs like Athens have given us Robert Kanyanya and Santos Senteza and Paul Epiro, Alon Ofolroth. Then teams like Cobs, who are the champions in the Nile South Rugby League, they have given us names like Brian Odongo, Corin Chimbowa, Saul Chivumbi. The list is long. We have about 14 players, about 12 players that make up the backs and 16 players that make us the forwards. So the Uganda Cranes team is preparing itself up for the Rugby World Cup. This will be their first time ever to take part in the competition. Then away from that, allow me cross to the international scenes, and first of all, we talk about Euro 2020. Since 1958, that is 1960 to be particular, because that was the first champion that was addressed until 1964 when Spain fetched in their first ever title. Then teams like England has never won a European Championship award. Maybe this is why they are giving it its best, because they have finally secured their position to play in the semi-finals after edging Ukraine. That is with 4-0, thanks to a brace from Harry Kane, who netted twice, together with who else scored? Who else scored? Was it? Who else scored? Harry Kane netting 2 goals. Someone remind me that. Go down to Facebook and remind me of that. But I remember Harry Kane netting in a very one brilliant header, and then a one strike that actually came in the early first 5 minutes of the game. Sterling putting on a very good performance together with Luke Shaw, who is apparently being ranked the best left back in the European competition, together in the world, as Ben Chilwell is chilling so well on the bench. That is a slang that is trending on Twitter. Then teams like Italy have also qualified for this year's 2020 semi-finals. This brings in rumors that Jorginho could be headed in for Ballon d'Or. But then, as it regards Ballon d'Or, it's usually personal. It's usually an individual award. I'm not ruling him out, but it's not that straight. But that because your team has qualified or has taken on the European trophy, so you stand in direct for the award. No, because that literally would mean Mason Mount is in. That would mean Jorginho is in. That would mean Chilwell is in, regardless of not starting up for England for some quiet time. That means Messi is also not very far from it, should Argentina clinch a Copa America trophy, I think that will boost Lionel Messi chances of clinching his 6th title. Then actually, as we talk about the Copa America tomorrow, actually it is today night. You see, in Africa, when we say tomorrow, we sound like the next day. But this time around, it's happening tonight, past midnight. It will be tomorrow, yes, on Tuesday at 2 a.m. in the night. We will have the semi-finals of Copa America getting in, with Brazil will be taking on Peru, and then Argentina will later on take on Colombia. That will be on Wednesday at 4 a.m. in the night. So you realize these fixtures are not for the faint-hearted. Talking about Argentina's journey to showing up for the semi-finals. They have played a quite big number of teams. That is winning 4-1 against Bolivia. They beat up Paraguay 1-0 on 22nd. They beat up Uruguay 1-0. They beat up Chile. They actually were held to a 1-goal draw. So here they are for the semi-finals. We really wish them the best of luck. Then allow me talk about the transfer gossip. Transfer gossip is on fire. The latest reports say that Arsenal are working on the final terms of securing the underrated winger, that is Lokongwa. He could travel to London one of these days to finish up his medical. Then away from that, Manchester United are hoping up the hopes, if that is right English. They are boosting up the hopes of securing the signature of the Reims wonder kid, that is Kamavinga, who is just 18, but they face competition from other European champions, that is Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester City, together with Barcelona, who are also eyeing the 18-year-old. Then in the Arsenal camp, we have one deal that has been already finished up. That is a deal of they are working on Lokongwa. Then there is this deal of underrated player. I do not know why my mind is asleep. Is it because it's Monday or it's lockdown? And then still at Arsenal camp, Martin Odegaard, the Norwegian international, has come out to bid farewell to the Arsenal players in the camp. That is, he has ended his chapter at Arsenal. He will not be returning, as his loan spell has come to an end, and Real Madrid are holding up to having him extend his contract at Santiago Bernabeu. So that means a no way for the Norwegian international back to Arsenal. He adds his name to Juan Ceballos, who is the Spanish midfielder who also headed in back to Real Madrid from Arsenal on loan. Then Alan Shearer has advised the Newcastle United to make sure that they do their best to secure the signing of Joe Willock. Joe Willock spent half of the season on loan at Newcastle United and helped the Merseyside team to fetch up very, very important points for Newcastle United. One of them, that is when he denied Liverpool a win. That was about their third last game. Then away from that, there are reports that Erling Haaland could be headed into Chelsea. We will keep you posted about that. That is according to different tabloids in the European football. Then Arsenal are still bidding up for the Italian player Locatelli, who has had a better display at Italy. Then away from that, Barcelona are also doing their best to secure the signing of the Italian winger, that is Locatelli, who has had his best show at the European Championship, that is the Euro 2020. One of them was that carrying goal past Belgium's Thibaut Katwa. Then away from that, there are reports that the Tottenham's director has promised a new entrant, that is Nuno Espirito, a one coach that has been unveiled at Tottenham Hotspur from Wolves, that he is doing his best to make sure that Harry Kane has his contract extended and being denied an exit from the London-based club, as so many clubs, including Chelsea, Man City and Real Madrid, are targeting the English forward. I think that's all we had for you today. We return again tomorrow 3 to 4 p.m. to give you the exclusively about Euro. Actually, tomorrow our biggest part of the show will be about Euro 2020. We'll be breaking a team per team to really touch into their way on how they have been able to reach this semi-grand stage of the Euro 2020 championship. From I and the entire crew at 8TV, particularly from my producer Henry Kabuga, we wish you the best of this new week. Keep yourself safe from COVID-19. It still kills. May you please sanitize, avoid crowded places, wash your hands regularly, keep social distance, and maybe we will win this battle. Thank you so much. We do this again tomorrow from 3 to 4 p.m.
Elite Sports. Cut the hustle. If you're in Barara, all your fresh fruits can now find you on your doorstep. Download a Let's Farm Shop app from Play Store to order now.